Have you ever encountered a bad night on bonfire night?
Yes, I have.
What happened?
Me and my friend Mary were walking back from a bonfire in Hyde Park. We live on campus of Leeds Met University, so it's about a 15-minute walk back to the flat. We were walking next to the road when we heard a car slow down and the front car window came down, and I noticed the car was full of young adults, both male and female, and they were laughing. In a matter of seconds we had 2 fireworks thrown at us.
Was anyone hurt?
No, no one was hurt as we managed to run out of the way before the fireworks blew up.
Did you report it to the police?
Yes, we reported it to the police and the security guard that was on guard at our flat.
Did you hear anything back about the situation?
No, we didn't hear anything back from the police, unfortunately.
Okay, the date is the 9th of December 2014. My name's Brian Poole. I've been in Shropshire Fire and Rescue Service for 29 years, so I've got some experience within fire service procedures. I've been asked by Lucy Poole, who's doing a degree, and she's set down a few questions that she'd like me to answer. Okay. We'll kick off with the first one then, Lucy. And the question you've asked is, are there more firefighters working on bonfire night? Okay, the answer to this is quite simple. No. Generally speaking, any day in the year we have a set number of firefighters on duty to deal with all types of incidents. Not particularly any more on bonfire night as there is at Christmas, as there is at Easter, as there is in the summer holidays. We tend to get more call-outs in the hot summer months, but it's very hit and miss, and that's the nature of this occupation, firefighting. You never know what's around the corner. The reason for not having any more firefighters, which is the second question you've asked, is basically there are contingencies in place. We have retained firefighters on call throughout the county, and we can make pumps for extra personnel and extra appliances if we need to. If it's a particular big incident, we could even call upon neighbouring fire services. Okay, so that's question 2. Question 3. How many phone calls or call-outs do you get on bonfire night for emergencies? Well, once again, it's hit and miss. November the 5th, generally speaking, is a little bit busier, but it's a bit difficult to give you the full facts and figures. But generally speaking, it's not that higher than a lot of evenings of the year, which is probably a bit surprising to members of the public. However, in the lead up to bonfire night, late October, in the first week of November, you tend to be a little bit busier then, because you get people building bonfires, particularly youths. They get a bit excited about things, build their own bonfires on public parks, etc., and set fire to them without permission. So we tend to get a lot more calls leading up to bonfire night. And also, what commonly happens, traditionally you get youths who've probably been for a few drinks, perhaps they're not even of drinking age, and from experience they're not. They have a few drinks, and then on the way home, or they've been down to the local wreck, they decide to get up to a bit of mischief and start setting fires to people's bonfires where they know they've prepared and ready for November the 5th. So basically it's mischievous youths, and we do tend to get a few extra call-outs leading up to bonfire night. Excuse me. Okay, question 4. Does it cost more to call 99 on bonfire night for the emergency services? No, it doesn't. Everyone pays their taxes, and the fire service, it's the same rate every day of the year, so it doesn't matter if it's bonfire night or any other night. In actual fact, you don't have to pay for 999 calls, so I think that's quite clear. That's a free service for people to request emergency services. Okay, question 5. What are 3 main safety precautions that I would tell people to carry out on bonfire night? Well, I think the first one is, if they intend to join in bonfire night celebrations, is, if at all possible, attend a professionally organised event with it, either in the community or one that's run by organisations who've got permission and they've got responsible people who are organising them, and they take into account all the safety precautions. Secondly, if you are intent on having your own bonfire, or for some reasons that you're unable to attend community events, try and ensure that you've got a responsible person, an adult who's very safety conscious, and he'll be responsible for setting the bonfire alight, and also, probably more importantly, the fireworks, because they are explosives and they tend to cause serious injuries, even death, if they're mishandled. So yeah, that would be the second main safety precaution. Get a responsible person if you are going to have a bonfire, to deal with all the safety aspects of it. Thirdly, when lighting bonfires, you tend to get some horror stories where even the responsible person has tried to set fire to the bonfire to get it going. It might be a wet, windy night, which is quite common in this country. He decides to go and get a can of petrol, splash it all over with petrol, and then put a match to it. That's very, very dangerous, because you get pockets of petrol fumes, and when he puts a match to that, it goes off almost like an explosion, and anyone who's too close to that can get serious burns. Okay, so they're the 3 main safety precautions that I would advise people on bonfire night. And the last question that you've given me is, have you been called to many serious fires on bonfire night? And can I give you some examples? I don't think I've been to any what I would call serious incidents on bonfire night. I have been to some incidents which are a bit out of the ordinary. I remember going to one down to a local community in Telford where I live, and there was an amazing amount of young people, ranging from the ages of about 3 or 4, believe it or not, up to about 14, and it was quite a huge bonfire. And some of the probably 12 to 14 year olds, the fire had died down a bit when we got there, but it was a big bonfire. They were trying to ride the bicycle through the remnants of the fire, the hot ashes, which the consequences of them falling off that bicycle halfway across that bonfire doesn't bear thinking about. And the worst thing about that incident was, it was young children, 4, 5, 6, and they were saying to the elder children, "Can we have a go?" And it was, if we hadn't been there and put a stop to it, there could have been some serious injuries, if not fatalities, on that night. And also on that incident, we later on found out that the fire, the fuel they were using for the fire, some unruly youngsters had decided to burgle a house, and they were actually burning people's furniture on the bonfire to keep it going. So not a very pleasant incident from a community point of view. Another incident I attended to put out a fire, because when people have fires and they haven't had permission, the ruling is for the fire service is to go and extinguish. And obviously when we're extinguishing fires, even though it looks okay on the face of it, if it's on a public park and that, and they haven't had proper permission, we are obliged to put the fire out as fire service, and I remember a bottle coming out of the darkness and hitting me on the head, an empty beer bottle, which wasn't very nice. Just as well I had my protective fire service helmet on that occasion. Yeah, but with regards to major incidents on Bonfire Night, no. In my experience of 29 years, I haven't really attended anything that is overly serious, but a lot of little incidents which are quite unsavoury. But perhaps I've been one of the fortunate ones. Yeah, I hope this is useful for you, Lucy, and the answers are clear enough. If you wish to ask me anything else, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Okay, thank you.